this video, this ministry, because that's what it is, it's a ministry that we are doing, and go to the ends of the earth. Okay, so we reach the heart of those who watch it, that you've been longing after, that you've been calling them to come to you, but they're not ready. Please make our words filtered, and let the Holy Spirit give us a chance according to your will, O God. Let us not glorify ourselves, O God. Let us glorify only you. Let this not be about us, O God. Let this be about only you. Only you, O God. Not us, but to you be the glory, now and forevermore. Amen. Cover us with the blood of Jesus. Cover the viewers with the blood of Jesus. Cover the platforms that we're going to proceed on with the blood of Jesus. Pray that your spirit will be on us. Speak through us and use us in a way that will glorify you. In the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Let's conclude this intro prayer. With you, please.
So, hi everyone. This is not your regular YouTube channel. Like, honestly, it's not. This is the work of the Spirit. It's a mission. We have to do it. You get? Because we're winning souls for our Father in heaven. But yes, long story short, this is Jacklyn Offor TV, and we are here to talk about different things, but it will stem out from when we realized we had to choose life and not death. Because when we say like born again, many people like just use that word, but they're really not born again.
That's true.
So let me just say, when we decided that life is what I would choose, not death. So we're just going to introduce ourselves, say a bit of what we do, if we want, then moving. I'll be getting sorry. English
Who's going for it?
I'm Jacklyn Offor already now. You know.
Okay. So my name is Diana Offor.
Okay.
And I'm an abstract artist.
Alright.
I'm the twin sister of this girl.
Alright.
This girl for which. Anyways, my name is Ubunajoma Imanola, and I'm a mobile dev, social media manager.
Alright.
Yeah, I would like to keep it at that.
Texas.
Yeah.
Are you Gen Z?
Absolutely.
Definitely Gen Z.
Wow.
Only Gen Z say Gen.
It should be really like
I'm Victoria. I just say I am a fashion designer and writer, spoken word artist,
Okay.
voiceover artist.
Okay.
And I'll end there. Let me go first.
Thank you.
Wow. I mean, okay, when I choose life, well, I mean, this is, I'll say that's very literal, just as it is figurative to me. Because for me, so as literal meaning is I actually intentionally chose life, and figurative in terms of spirit.
Yeah.
But then let me explain further. So for me, I would say that at some point in the course of my life, I was like suicidal. Like I was like, yeah, I have no use for my life. I don't want it. I don't want any part in it. Everything sucks, so I'm not doing this. And so, I mean, by the time I got to SS3, I was like, yeah, there really isn't any point to this. Like when I was done with secondary school, I was like, yeah, I'm not doing this. Life is so hard. I can't do this. I was done. I was actually done, and before I got into university, I did stay at home for a year. And
I feel like I should cut it short. Like, what made you suicidal? Like, how were you thinking of?
okay, so what made me suicidal? There were a lot of things, and I would say by nature I'm male, so not to say that is reason enough, but then you would see that a lot of people that are male and natural tendency, a lot of them can be suicidal. Or a lot of them are just prone to sadness. That was one. And then there were so many aspects in my life. And then I was explaining something to my dad recently about how you process things. Sometimes people that are suicidal don't process things the right way. So for me, I was processing everything the wrong way. Like if I hit my leg on a stone, I'm like, yes, the whole world. I'm like, yes, this is a sign. Nothing is gonna go well for me. And or if I'm walking angry, you know how you walk angry and then you just hit something and you're like, oh my, why is everything out to get me? But then it wasn't just those little things. I had 2 sisters and they died. Although that was like the cause of my childhood, it was very sad. It was just things piling up over the years, and I was like, you know what? I keep on carrying the weight of life.
Best.
Life was so heavy. Life was so heavy. And I was like, I'm done. I don't want to do this. I had like a very weird book where I wrote all the different ways to die that would not be painful, because I was like, you know what? Life is so painful.
The guy they finished work.
Ella just.
I literally wrote them down. I was like, life is so painful. I cannot die very shit. Now, to be honest, the devil goes all the way to make you know that you're not worth it, or make you think you're not worth it, and then you then start believing that you're not worth it. Like he has a way of just closing things up. There was something someone was telling me that when the devil wants to get one, he starts isolating the person, and I was isolated, and at that from everybody, because at that time when I finished school, I was basically cut off from my classmates. I didn't really have friends. I was basically at home, alone most of the time, because everybody was either in school or busy with work, and so there was enough time for me to brood and think and conceptualize my getaway plan, which is big dying. But that year, that was 2014. I finished school 2014.
What?
Like
how old were you?
Can I remember? I think I did finish school when I was 16 or so.
You did what?
I finished school when I was 16 or 15.
Makes sense. And it was 2014.
2014, yeah.
Makes sense.
And so 2014, that year, I joined the youth fellowship, and that was where the whole thing came. I mean, but then like before then, there was a friend that was staying. Well, she was my neighbor, but she was also my friend. And she was like, she wanted us to take God more seriously, be more. And although I came from like a Christian family, and I mean, I saw like this. See, my mother makes it so hard for me to join the group chat, because man, she's on fire for God. She really sets the bar up high. So I mean, I came from a Christian family, so it didn't make sense that I was suicidal and everything was just very drowning. And I believed that I knew God, I believed in God, but then it just seemed like there was an obvious disconnect for me. There was something missing, and obviously the cost of my relationship, I realized that the devil was just really trying so hard. Because once you're in and you put yourself in, you're all in. There's nothing you can do again.
Actually, just even is like a small, and it will enter with it.
Honestly, just a little hole, and that's it.
Just one hole.
I mean, so that year she was talking about it. So me and my friend, and my mother was always preaching the word, and I'm like, yeah. But it wasn't really but then there's something I learned.
Straight out of the door.
Yeah. But then there's something I learned about those years. Is that seeds were planted.
So God was
seeds were planted.
And
imagine if I wasn't even from a Christian family. I would have hung myself a long time ago. To be honest, so that's because there was still the fear of I don't want to go to hell, and there was still the fear of oh my God, my parents had already lost 2 daughters. It would be so mean to just decide to take my own life.
Wow.
So it was a good thing that I was in that. It was
heavy, girl.
So heavy, and it was
weight, and you don't look like anything today.
That's the good thing. God really comes up and punishes us.
You really don't look like what you wear. Like you don't look like what you've been through.
That's a good thing. That's a great thing.
Wow. Is working, I mean.
God is working overtime.
Exactly.
More than the devil, it's more intentional. But then, like that year, I think ending of that year, me and my friend said, that, you know, we wanted to take God serious. We also wanted to get a job. We were broke, so we literally went to places to hunt for jobs.
Wow.
And then someone came, who is still my friend till today. He evangelized to us that hey, although like there was no moment of giving my life to Christ, I was a Christian.
That's the most. Okay, I get it.
I used to go to church. I used to pray. I used to see that personal prayer. Yeah, it's only when I was in trouble I used to pray. Help me from this.
If my friend abandoned me for what, did I come here when I'm in trouble? I'll first leave your message.
Take
it
it
out.
on.
Ignore me. And I'll not come back like 3 days later. Are you sure you're okay? Are you sure? Yeah. I'm not joking though. That is before.
Wow.
I mean, I was a Christian, but then like he didn't.
You're doing Christianese.
I was really doing Christianity. I wasn't keen on it.
This is happening right now.
Exactly. Yeah, and then when he then like said, oh, you guys should come to our youth fellowship. I was like, oh, okay, no problem. We'll come around. And me and her started going. And for me, it was that I saw people my age, younger, older, that were on fire. My goodness. And it wasn't, so it was youth fellowship in Vesta Kids YFC. And they were on, like, people that were in
you don't understand it actually at first until you're like going into it. Yeah.
Man, I was like, and I would see people, I'm like, I want this thing that this guy has. I'm like, this is good, I want this. And for the first time, it felt as if I could finally see God the way I've been wanting to see Him.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it's one thing to see God through your parents' eyes. It's another thing to see Him with your own eyes. And something I understood is that in their own time,
Our parents, right?
yes, and it's working perfectly for them. Great. But then there is the truth that God remains the same irrespective of what time. But then there's something about the Holy Spirit is that He comes to you like you as your own person. Like He relates to your personality. Like the Holy Spirit sometimes cracks some weird jokes. That thing that you said to me, I'm catching myself. My personality, I understood it. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So I love that.
That is my life.
The Holy Spirit literally just, you know that moment when, if you read the Bible, it says that, and you know, the Spirit came upon you and said, this is my son. I literally felt the Holy Spirit calm down and said, let me walk you through this process. And then I think in my own private time, it was like, you have no interest in your life. I have interest in your life. And I was like, okay. I mean, I'm not crazy about this life because why so hard? But then, if he had use for it, then I'm very much available. And since then, it has been constantly dying to self, constantly listening because
I think people don't really understand that.
people don't understand because Victoria died in 2014 when she finally met.
Come on.
It's a little high for me. Thank you very much.
Very, very true. Because
Yeah.
I had someone write so in my journal, like Jacklyn died this day. Jesus is the one who lives. And it's true.
Because for me, I had no interest in my life. So it only made sense. Well, I mean, you want it, I don't want it. Good exchange. I mean,
Wow.
demand and supply. It's great. And I mean, I'm not lie. The journey has not been smooth. There are times where I'm not doing this with you. I'm not.
I thought I could, but
I thought, nah. And there have been times I'm like, Holy Spirit, I'm not. God, I'm not. with the old Christianity, and the crazy thing is you at that time, because then I got to school, I was on fire, but then man, sometimes
What happened?
pressure on school, pressure on everything. So when so the good thing is that I got into school in 2015. So I'd already spent time in the youth fellowship. I built myself to know what my identity is. That even if I don't know myself, I know that I belong to God. And that's the first thing. And that probably the only thing I knew for some time. But that was like, that's it. I belong to God. So God, what do you want me to do? And that year, he helped me because I was going to one school in maybe Ghana. I was supposed to go to one school in Ghana to study pharmacology. And I was like, you don't even like drugs. And I said, that is very true. Then he then literally put it in my heart. He impressed it in my heart to study psychology. And then I
Wow,
really
that's why you're so reasonable. Like,
She's so cool.
It's the Holy Spirit. It works
oh
over
yes,
time.
yes,
It
yes.
works over time.
And you see how you're like taking the glory.
And
It's like love.
I don't think, like, for everything that I am, there are days I need to just sit in my room and I'm like, Holy Spirit, thank you for making me. Like, God, thank you for making me the way you made me. And forming me the way you have. Because I've seen myself go through experiences and I'm like, I should have cracked. I should have broken and I should have lost it. But he was the one that carried me through. And every single time I go through a phase where I'm like, God, see, I know that this is supposed to be the end of me, but me and you know what you did.
Right.
So yeah, thank you for that.
Nah.
And so, I mean, it has been a growing relationship since then. It's a beautiful journey. Sometimes it's hard because there are times I'm literally sitting there, all the time. A lot of times I'm literally crying and saying, God, oh Spirit, this thing is so hard. Why do you want me to do this? You know, I'm a lazy person sometimes, most times, 80% of the time.
I get it, yeah.
I don't want to do this. I don't want to go. I don't want to talk to that person. I don't want to. And I've learned to do the hard things.
Yeah.
In fact, I think right now I'm just more if it's easy, I'm like, oh, it's been more.
But like, why so easy?
Why so easy?
I'm always like wondering. It's just like I thought I was the only one. You see, thank God though.
Yeah, but it actually happens. And sometimes it can be so
Exactly. I was going to say that there are some times when, and I've been in situations where I'm really struggling so hard to do something, and the Holy Spirit tells me, like, you know, if I'm the one handling this, you won't stress this much, right?
Like that's you.
And I was like, and I basically just stand up from where I'm praying, like, I'm going to go and sleep. I'm never doing it anymore. And he basically handles it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's a beautiful.
Sometimes just sleep.
Yeah, I believe you.
Yeah.
It happened to me like that. I told you like 2 days ago.
Not sleep like when they are forced in that. Okay, let her talk.
No,
So
carry on.
Yes,
that sometimes that we tend to have like. I used to catch myself when I see myself. Oh, how am I going to do this one, that one? Like I feel like my life is falling apart. Like I'm not like happy, and the Holy Spirit does be like, okay, calm down. Like in the midst of worry, let the Holy Spirit just be your peace. Like just sleep. Like because you have it, just pray and like sometimes you can be on that. Like I don't like.
You guys know
Catch myself like in the midst of worry. Like because I overthink things. So when you have to stop and allow somebody to take over, it's more than trust. It's like your whole life. Like you have to just step back.
You have sense.
Like even there's this warning in my head. Once I'm struggling too much, the Holy Spirit does tell me, you know you're doing everything on your own. Can you calm down? Like he would just be like, I'll just be like, I'm struggling. And the next thing I'm like, don't worry, anything I want to happen straight. Because I've tried my best. Like I'll put in my best, but then call yourself back when you're struggling. Don't do like
I like that. Call yourself back.
Yeah, I learned to do that, and it's worked for like since 2020. That's been my mantra. Once I just catch, I'll just come back because that time I used to be this the struggle was real. So, yeah.